What is up, guys? Welcome to TSO Crypto, your home for Crypto TA. I am your host, Martin, and today we're going to be looking at will crypto break out? Now, if you're catching this from live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay, you know what to do. Hit the like, hit the bell, hit the sub, join us in the Discord. Whatever it is that you guys want to do, it's all cool. Just hit the like. If you don't like the channel, hit the dislike. It still engages with us and helps us grow. So, what is going on, people? Thank you for joining me tonight. What is happening with crypto? We're going to break out. Look at the freaking moves, man. It's so freaking cool, right? We're not here. We're kind of here on that day, but we won't quite finish it because we were just starting it, and then we weren't here yesterday, right? But we're here for today, which is tomorrow's candle. But look at this. It's just so nice. Market cap in general, look at that. Came back in. We talked about potentially going to the bottom, right? Then see what's going to happen. So we got our hit of the bottom, and then we just came back in, almost run the triangle point. And then for yesterday, right, we moved down to the support at 2.5 trillion, right? We're holding it, and now we're trying to run it back up. Remember, we're looking for a potential break from, starting on the 11th, which is today. Well, this is yesterday's candle, but we're looking for a break to happen between today and onwards. So a break now would be a good thing. And just in general, I think it's looking like a potential break to the upside based on what I saw on Bitcoin, right? Again, the crypto breakout is not yet confirmed on market cap. Bitcoin, it's kind of breaking out, but it's not looking like a breakout with strength. We're going to go look at that. But again, overall, good. Breaking out would lead us to 2.6 trillion, and then above there, probably a $3 trillion mark, which is going to be a pretty good place to go. What's happening with Bitcoin in general, guys? What is happening here? Man, how's everyone doing tonight, man? How's the week going so far? How's your Wednesday? How's your Thursday? All right, crypto, look at that. Bearish divergence, broke back in. Managed to hold that awesome support at the 69,000 mark, right? We did drop below it slightly. We didn't quite get to the bottom of the triangle. But that was on Wednesday, right? So Wednesday candle. So yesterday's candle for me. Thursday, man. Thursday, we kind of flirted with the idea of breaking out, but we didn't quite break out with strength. So we just happened to open. We're like breaking out. We opened, and then we came back in, and we closed within the triangle. So we're kind of like following the triangle. And right now, it just looks as though we're trying to break out, right? We are definitely above that upper portion, right? That upper line, that resistance. And that could lead us to where we're trying to rally, right? Our rally would see us to 72,903 and the 73,756 before we actually ultimately reach, the 79,000s and potentially even the 82,000, 81,000 and change, right? So that's what we're looking for. Again, breaking out on the 11th, more or less, yeah, kind of trying to confirm it, but not fully there, right? Not looking 100% bad. Again, it's just kind of bland as a breakout. There's no strength. There's no volume. All right, so it could be that tomorrow or today, still for the candle, because it still has 20 hours to go, we come back into the triangle, right? But for now, it is breaking out. Is it confirmed? No. We need to get like this candle out and then the next candle to continue being outside. Then yes, we can confirm that we are breaking out. But again, there's really not a lot of volume and not a lot of strength behind the move yet, right? Facts says, doing good. How you doing? I'm doing great, man. I'm doing awesome. Tired as hell, but awesome nonetheless. I wanted to come in today. Tomorrow, guys, I'm not going to be able to be in. I'm going to have visitors for tomorrow and Saturday. So it was a surprise visit from family, and I'm not going to be able to come in and do the stream. So I want to take time tonight to go over stuff that could potentially be happening. So breakout. If we break out, we confirm today being out, and then tomorrow we're also outside. We can confirm breaking out. We do want to back test this upper portion, right, of the triangle once we break out, back test it, and then run. That just makes a strong case for us to know that we have broken out. If we fall back in, then we're still in the triangle structure. But again, we're just trailing that upper portion. It looks as though we want to break to the upside, but there's some resistance still. Okay? That's basically how I'm interpreting this so far. With all that into account, there's really nothing else happening here. We had the bearish divergence strong. It did move us back into the triangle, and that's probably why we're failing to break out with strength. Overall, there's nothing bullish on the daily. But again, it looks as though we're trying to break to the upside as of now. Okay? With all that into consideration, let's go to the 4-hour chart, see what's happening there. If you guys remember, the 4-hour had the bearish divergence strong, moving down on that. Are we creating anything bullish yet? Well, we were not creating anything bullish from here to here, and we're still on that same story. However, on the smaller move here, we're also not doing anything that is bullish. So the last thing we have overall is the bearishness, and we're failing right now to rally above the previous high. So we need to break the 70,369 for us to look at higher areas of value, right? Particularly 73,756. Again, Bitcoin needs to get a move. We don't have a lot of things in the bullish indicators. Hopefully on this little bitty move here, we'll find something on the 1-hour chart. I am just going to draw this for now here, but I'm going to send that to the 1-hour chart. Okay, I don't want it here. I want it on the 1-hour. I want to see if there's bullish divergence there, but for us to be able to determine more or less the range that we're looking at, I just want to send it there. So when we go there, we're going to see what's going on, okay? So let's go to the 1-hour. And fact is basically stating what I believed could be the case, that there's bullish divergence. And yo, there it is. Look, that's where I send the thing from the 4, right? So it's there, more or less matching. Cool. All right, so we're gonna make this fit a little bit better here on the screen. As you can tell, it fits much better now. And yes, there is bullish divergence strong, right? With that, the possibility of action to the upside, right? That is freaking cool, man. That is awesome. We are getting some of that rally coming in, which is good. We just need to find strength with the move, right? Make sure we're not creating anything bearish. Low to high, boom, boom. Everything here is good. On the shorter hand move here, on this itty bitty move, maybe. Let's see where's the high. It's slightly higher. We're losing that strength, right? So we obviously turn down. There is bearish divergence in this little portion. It's going to be strong. That is part of the reason that we're moving down. And if you wanted to highlight that, the move would be this one, basically. It's just going slightly higher. Right? This is the move I'm looking at right now. Bearish divergence against the MACD, the RSI moving us down, right? From here to here, what's helping us is the hidden bullish, right? Hidden bullish divergence, potential fraction to the upside, only against the MACD, not against the RSI. So we had the bullish, we tried to rally, bearish divergence put pressure, now the hidden bullish getting us to hold. Hold and continue with the trend, which right now it's upsloping, right? So we're starting the trend here. Yes, we drop with that, but continuation would lead us to the upside, and that's precisely what's happening. This just needs to break this here area, 70,900 for this move here on the 1 hour. And they were looking for further action to the upside potentially, which is going to be good. And that's ultimately what we want to see, right? A strong Bitcoin near the halving. Okay. Ethereum, 3,531 buckaroos. Let's go to the daily, man. Wait for it to load. Mailman 17. I told you, bro. Going parabolic. You didn't, because I remember seeing that. Where do you tell me? When? What date? Because I don't remember seeing your comment, man. Let me know when you told me. Because I'm pretty sure I would remember. If you just want me to check out that coin, come in and say, hey, man, can you check out whatever the project is? Because honestly, bro, I don't remember you coming in here telling me that. We're a small channel. We have a very tight-knit community. And I'm positive I probably would have remembered if you would have told me about that project, man. Bullish. Okay, so we're breaking the triangle. Still outside, right? Ethereum's also getting that break. But again, not with strength. Still facing resistance at 3,539. And we are neutral at 52.13, right? What's up, Joseph? How you doing? Mailman? Yeah, I'm almost positive, bro. So, with that into account, going up slightly higher, more positive. So, again, on the daily, there's really nothing bad for Ethereum. Last thing we have is the breakout of the triangle. So, we're going to see what goes on from there, right? So, 1 hour chart, sorry, 4 hour chart. Had the breakout on the double bottom. Again, great move to the upside, getting some of that downwards motion. Are we doing anything here that is bullish? Dropping more negative momentum, lower on the other side. Bro. Let's get momentum higher on the other side. Jeez. Well, not a lot. It's just neutral 52.23. Wow. That's that's crappy, I guess. So good move here on ETH, right? And nice movement to the upside on the double bottom. Again, there was some bullish divergence back here that I just didn't draw for some reason. That move would have been here. Maybe I didn't draw it because it wasn't here, but, you know. Yeah, it's slightly higher. That's probably why I didn't draw it. All right, so back to ETH. Oh, what happened here, dude? It just switched charts on me for no freaking reason. Yeah, it's crazy. There we go. All right. Cool. So, ETH in the 4 hour, right? Resistance, trying to get above the 3,539. I think we can do it if Bitcoin keeps breaking out and pushes farther to the upside. Definitely think we're going to see Ethereum follow Bitcoin closely, right? Because it is also set up for a good move. We established that when we're breaking out of the triangle. It's already broken. It just needs to go. And I think it's just waiting for Bitcoin's permission to take off, right? 1 hour chart. We're not here on Wednesday. So we can get to look at this move. We already had some bullish divergence. We were bouncing through resistance. Post facto, right after the stream. You remember how we draw divergences from one island to the next, right? And I usually tell you when it's within the one same island that it might not be as strong. Look at this. Boom. Afterwards. Dropped a little bit more in price. Created less negative momentum. RSI, similar thing. Look at that. Beautiful, man. Bullish divergence strong. MACD RSI getting that nice movement up, right? Some stagnation happening, probably from some divergence that we're creating that is bearish. We're going to check. And yeah, the only bearishness I'm looking at, it's this one. Yeah, look at that, right? Barely here, right? Barely there. It is bearish divergence strong. With that, the possibility for a movement down, starting to get the movement down. We have hidden bullish coming into play, just like Bitcoin. Hidden bullish, just like Bitcoin, right? And then we're running. We're trying to run. We're more or less moving sideways, to be fair. But that is what we have, right? And again, it's just looking a little bit like Bitcoin, right? We had the bullish divergence, popped, created bearish, coming down, and now have the bullish. Just Bitcoin's recovering a bit better for now. All right, that's what it looks like so far. So the same moves, just not as strong as Bitcoin had them. Now, if we were to fib this, right? If we were to fib this and we go from the low point here to the high point here, did we do a valid, good retrace? All right. Yeah, look at that. 618, right? Came back, held it, trying to break above the 50, now trying to go for a 382. So yes, it is making a valid retrace. Yes, it is trying to hold and revert the motion. So Ethereum is looking good. Next target is going to be 3,540, and then above there, 3,566, and then above there, reclaim this zone at 3,607. I didn't throw fibs for Bitcoin. We should do that just before we move on to something else, so we know we talked about them, and then not forget them, right? Because you can tell Bitcoin was also setting up for a very similar move. Yeah. This thing is stuck. Don't you hate it when it happens? Joseph, good questions. I'm going to address them in a second. I only read the first one. Let me finish this and I'll go check it out. So, yeah, retracing, not necessarily 50%, but it's valid because we dropped to a 382. That's the beginning of the retrace on, right? Then we recovered it, and now we're using it as support, sort of. Then resistance at the 236, using it as support, trying to reclaim the previous high. So, yeah, it's good. It's valid. It's looking like a good retrace so far. Now, Joseph's asking Martin 2 questions. On a macro scale, do you think we're still in a bull trend? In the second, do you think altcoins could outpace Bitcoin during the cycle? Could we look at market cap minus Bitcoin? Yeah, totally, man. I used to have that chart up. I dropped it the other day, but we can bring it back up. It's not a problem. I just got to remember what the freaking ticker for it is. Oh, no, I still have it up here. Excluding Bitcoin. I'll bring it up in a second. So, to answer the first question, I'm going to go to another chart. I need something that's a little bit cleaner, and I can go on the weekly. So you can see where Bitcoin is as, in regards to the trend. Now, you're asking me on a macro scale. Well, weekly would be a macro scale. If you want, we could even go to the monthly. Monthly would be a macro scale. So if we go to the monthly, is Bitcoin still on a bull trend? All right. Yeah, Bitcoin is still on a bull trend. Look at that. Right. We haven't broken the trend, right? If we wanted to do a trend line, we would not be looking at the best trend line here because, we're going to be looking at the 2 bottom portions, and that would be it. If you wanted to look at something tighter as far as a trend line, so a trend line for support, would be this line, and we're still moving far from it, right? So, yes, we are still in a bull trend. Mainly the tendency is still upsloping for Bitcoin. So, to answer that question, are we still in a bull trend? Yes, we're still in a bull trend because we haven't broken it. That is on the monthly. That is a macro scale. How much macro do you want? Do you want the monthly forever? Then hell's yeah, dude. It's done is just go up in price forever and ever. Now, macro weekly, right? If we wanted to get some trend lines going, some trend line support would be here. And then the next set of trend line support would be here, right? So again, see? Bottom, and we're still higher. So we can, by all means, say that we're still above that trend line, which would be this one is a trend line support because we bounced it twice. There's another trend line support, and every time we're getting far from it. So we are still in a trend line, and we're still positively trending. So the macro is still bullish, right? On the macro, still bullish. Trend is your friend. It's looking good, right? That is what I'm seeing here. Look, it's coming from a high to a higher high. More positive momentum here again, going up higher, right? More positive momentum here as well. Boom, boom. So there's nothing bearish on the weekly that would make us think that we are out of that bull trend, right? Or that we are breaking the trend so far. So that answers question 1 on a macro scale. Do I think we're still in a bull trend? Yes. The second question, do I think alts can outpace Bitcoin? That is a great question. I think we've seen in the past, some alts will outpace Bitcoin, not all of them. I gotta be fair. Reason being is last halving before the previous run, see how much Binance rose. It went from like $20 or whatever the price was, all the way up to like 600 plus or some crazy number. So if you look at that compared to how much Bitcoin rallied, right? Definitely outpaced Bitcoin as far as percentage gains. However, not all projects performed as good. Yes, a lot of projects hit all-time highs, but also a lot of projects just kind of failed and dropped out. So the question's a bit ambiguous as to what can potentially happen as far as the breakout, right? Or if I think alts are going to outpace Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin could lead the charge. Total market cap for alts still not looking as bad. Considering that Bitcoin still has a dominance. Bitcoin's still 54% dominance of the market, right? So more than half the market's still on Bitcoin. Now, by outpace, do you mean whether or not alts are going to get more ground and Bitcoin's going to drop on percentage market cap gains? Yeah, totally. They're almost at 50%. There's no reason why other projects are going to pump up more, drive more hype, and ultimately have Bitcoin lose dominance, right? So if that's what you're asking, yeah, I could think Bitcoin could lose some dominance to other projects. Outpace Bitcoin, it's just going to depend on the project, right? So market is going to move in correlation to Bitcoin because it's an industry, right? If you're asking, would Big Pharma drop, but you're just looking at one company versus the rest of the market. But, if that company in Big Pharma is like, Novartis Labs, which is a huge med company, right? And they're probably going to be trending with the market because they're one of the bigger players and everyone else is going to follow, right? But the whole industry is going to be uptrending. So if crypto industry is uptrending, just Bitcoin being part of it and the alts being part of it, they're all going to move more or less in synchrony. Yes, some alts might outpace Bitcoin, meaning you're going to get more percent returns on some alts than you are going to get on Bitcoin. But that's inherent because Bitcoin, just think about it. For Bitcoin to double, right? For Bitcoin to double from where it's at right now, 70,000. Just going to go with a round number. 71,000, right? 71,000. It has to go to 142,000. That's a lot of freaking strength and a lot of, still, 100% is 100%. Right? Rising tide raises all ships. Yes. Rising tide raises all ships. It's an industry. If the industry is going up, a lot of the projects are going to be up. Even if it's not on the same percentage, just a few projects are going to be going down. Just like if you were looking at, like I was mentioning, right? Like med. Like a lot of the projects in med, or a lot of the companies in med are going to be uptrending, but it's like always there's going to be some outliers that are going to be sinking because they were not good projects to begin with. Same thing's going to happen with crypto. A lot of projects are going to be uptrending. Not all of them are going to be able to keep up because not all projects are good. Right? So I hope that answers that portion of the question. Now, as far as, getting more, yeah, definitely. We can see alts gaining more dominance overall, but not one dominance going over, right? Correct, Scrog, right? Some companies are riding submarines. Yeah, so the question I think if you want a more precise answer, I think you need to phrase it more towards what you need because it's very open, bro. Correct, right? If the ship has a hole in the hull, it's probably likely going to sink, even though the tides are rising. And yeah. But overall, I think market cap is very likely be an altogether phenomenon. So just market cap rising is going to give room to alts for them to run and then Bitcoin to run. But what I was going to say earlier is for Bitcoin to double, it has to go to 140,000. It's still going to be a 100% raise because it's going to double. But when you think about how much Bitcoin has to get as far as money for it to double versus how much a company that is worth like $1, like, a project that's worth $1 has to raise for it to double. It's going to depend on, obviously on a lot of things like the float or how many, assets there are or how many sub pieces, divisions of the asset are floating around and, the buyers and sellers in the market and where those like high level of walls are going to be, right, when purchasing. So, yeah, but a lot of the projects, if they're smaller, they're probably going to have as big walls as some other projects, right? So like Bitcoin for it to run, it requires a lot of money, probably a lot of positions that need to be bought out at certain levels. For smaller projects, bypassing those positions is much cheaper. Because like a project, like a super small project. I'm just going to go with this. It's a Bitcoin Jake project that he's involved in. But look at this project. It's like worth like a fraction. So I'm not even sure if this is dollars. But let's assume it's dollars. It is worth 0.000. Like, I don't even know how many zeros there are. I actually need to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like 9 zeros and there are 7, right? For this project to double, it's really easy. Someone could come in, drop $1,000 and probably have this project double in value or triple in value. And those $1,000 are not even going to make a dent on Bitcoin, right? So again, it's just going to depend on what the walls are. So we know here that, where are these? Like, I don't use this trading place. I'm trying to see where the buying and selling positions are. But I'm not able to see it. So interesting. I don't care about holders. I don't have positions. I don't want the trade history. I just want the volume that's at each level. I'm not sure where this exchange has that. All right, but you know how things look, right? There's like a volume here of like positions that need to be bought out for this to go up. There's a volume of positions here that need to be bought out for the project to drop. So once that happens, it's gonna move, right? A project that's smaller, the positions are easier to be bought out by someone with capital. And a larger project is basically going to struggle more because a lot more influx of money has to come in for those positions to be bought out. So yes, smaller projects could double faster. Large projects are going to be struggling a little bit more. FTT. I'm not sure if you're asking for a project, but we can check it out. All right. I guess we're going to go with this one, bro. All right. Picking the right one is a trick. Yeah. I mean, like with a lot of things. It's a weird issue to explain. The thing with crypto, it's a lot like penny stocks, right? If it's a super small project, it could be easily manipulated to where, it's swayed in a certain way to drive hype, drive investors, and then people dumping on it. It's just like what happens with penny stocks, right? Because they're just worth so little that it's easy with a sizable amount of money to sway that position and have the market have a different reaction to what's going on, bring in hype, and then people get dumped on, right? So smaller projects usually do that or have that ability to where if someone's a whale, they can come in and move the market. So picking the right one is kind of like a trick, yes. But what I would suggest is just all you have to do is basically probably get a couple projects, right? You can get a couple projects that put something that is not going to really affect you, right, into this small projects. Like, you know, for this project, think about how much you can buy if it's worth like 0.0000007, you know, with like $5, you're probably going to buy a freaking sizable position. So I'm just going to bring up the calculator. I'm actually intrigued as to how much you can get with a project like this. Just cuz, right? So, we have this project. It's 0.123456789. Then 9. No, that's 9, and then it's 7551, right? Times. I think I'm gonna do this the wrong way, but 5. Yeah, it's the opposite. So I can do 1 over x, and it should flip it. Do I even have my 1 over x here? No. Where's my scientific calculator? Is it it's scientific? What the hell is it not letting me do this? There should be something that lets me flip this. Because usually 1 over x, it lets me do that immediately. I just don't want to type it out again. But you know what I'm talking about, right? So if you just do the opposite. So, okay, let me do this. It's 5 times 0 0.123456789. 7551. Would that work? No, it's the same thing. Dang it. Because I'm multiplying. Duh. So I need to, I need to find the 1 over x. Yeah, here it is. Ha. So you're going to buy like 264,565,580 pieces of a project, right? I just couldn't find it. Like, I know there's a 1 over x somewhere. You're going to buy like 264 million coins of this. So whatever this project does, right? If you just put in $5 and it goes to like the moon, like hell, dude. If it like drops a couple zeros here, right? Boom. Just time it for however many zeros you want. Then you just have that and you times it like times, I have no idea. How much are we going to times it? Like 0.00000. Like, let's say it drops to like 5 zeros, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have like the same number, which was 7551. With $5, you made $2,000, right? Again, that's just like not super hard math. But you can see how buying a small project of this with like $5 could turn into like a good return. But the thing is whether or not it's going to do it, right? It's a bit of a gamble because a lot of the projects that are super small have a lot of problems with taking off, mainly because a lot of projects have been burned in the past, right? You can look at Binance. Totally, bro. We looked at Binance the other day, I think. 613, that's where it's at right now. It was much higher in the past. I think. Only reason I don't like to look at Binance is because I was freaking dumb. And I sold when it was like here, man. Like at the $4 mark. And I just never got back into it. And I regret, so like around here. Like the $4 mark here. Like here. And I regret not holding on to it. That would have been a freaking good return. Yeah, totally sucks, bro. So we can see a lot of things that are similar to the rest of crypto, right? Except that Binance, unlike Bitcoin and the others, seems to have some bullish divergence on this little portion. Okay. You bought back in at 70. That's awesome, bro. I just never got back into it. Mainly because I had shifted that money somewhere else. I still got a good return on it. It's just I would have gotten a better return here. And I was just not patient with Binance. I should have given it more time. But similar to Bitcoin, right? If we were to draw things, we would be drawing a very similar triangle forming here, right? So you're just going to see that, picture it, right? I don't want to do that line because it's going to ruin the divergence. But if we go like that, it's looking a lot like Bitcoin. We're just kind of starting to try to break, or like Ethereum, we're starting to break out that triangle to the upside, right? So with this into account, it's trading in a triangle. Looks like it's going to break to the upside. We have the bullish divergence for that move to happen. And it should be targeting the 6,444, potentially even slightly higher, right? There's no reason why this could be aiming for its previous high, closing at 676, or even here at 705, right? So it's very, very close to its previous high. The good thing about Binance Coin is that it's what is used by Binance Exchange. So they do have a use case. There is a reason for going there. Plus, they give you better rates if you trade using Binance, right? So instead of using Tether or other dollars, use Binance, you get better commissions, right? And you get better maker fees, you get better taker fees, right? So with that, I mean, it really helps give it a strong use case on the exchange. Thus, it has like a lot more fluctuation and a better use case than a lot of other projects or cryptos that are not having a use case attached to it. A lot of projects are trying to do something, but they're failing, right? Because people are now looking for the hottest thing. So after crypto was like, layer 2 stuff, smart contracts, and people started looking for like NFTs. And after NFTs, now they're looking at ordinals. Now they're looking for other stuff. So you're just going to keep evolving, right? But in general, the core, right, crypto as a market, I think is what's going to be more solid, because the other things are just people trying to make money somehow on crypto, right? Oh, we're going to create ordinals. Oh, now we're going to create, NFTs. And like NFTs are cool and all. I could see their use case for like a lot of things. But in the end, like art NFTs are like, hit and miss, right? Because now they're attached to an exchange or like a coin in particular or a project. And then if that project sinks, then that NFT is like basically gone. So, I could see NFTs having value as sort of certificates, right? So instead of you having like the deed for your car, it was an NFT. So it was like a digital version of your deed. Whoever has that digital version of the deed has the title to the car, right? Like the deed to the house. Instead of having like an actual like written deed, that would be that. Whoever holds that basically has it, right? Things of that nature kind of make sense for like NFTs to be there and be that. Maybe the certificate of authenticity of an art piece, right, could be attached to an NFT. And yeah, it could come with the digital version of the art piece. But if you sell the NFT, you would basically have to let go of the art piece, right? Because then you're basically conceding ownership of that certificate of authenticity to someone else. So I could see it happening that way. And, doing good as, just like as an NFT. But anything else, like other arts and quirky things and memes, I mean, yeah, they have hype, but in the end, that's it. It's just hype, right? It's going to be a quick buck for someone. And a lot of those freaking projects that are NFT based, they just freaking sink. Some of them are holding value. Some of them are not holding a lot of value. Again, it's hit and miss. Umbrella says, Ayo, thank you. Ayo, my friend. Thank you very much for stopping by. For our chart on Binance, again, we had bearish divergence. We still managed to carry it on all the way up here, right? So from here to here, and then from here to here. So guess what? It happens from here to here, and then from here to here, right? Boom. So divergence bearish. Moving down, ultimately hidden, not hidden bullish. What's going on here? Then it's just a whole bunch of nothingness from the looks of it. So low, higher, low, less negative, up. Everything here is good. Everything here is good. Low to high, high to low. All right, so it's some kind of bearishness going on here, but there's a break in this portion, right? Umbrella says, I like NFTs, but all of them have died. Step and was cool. Yeah, look, man. Let's see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this here, man. Like this, I think it still has value. But I'm not sure if it was as high as it was at some point in time. I'm going to bring it in right now. Y'all remember this project? How it was like worth insane amount of money for like a rare ape yacht club or whatever crap this was? Like, I think there's a way to look at the charts. Like, I think if I go analytics, it's gonna let me look at the chart. I want to see the. It's only gonna let me go back to 90 days. That kind of sucks. All right, I remember this was worth a ton load more, right? But you can see how much it's dropped just since, January, right? It went to like from 25 ETH and it's now worth like 12 ETH. And these things used to be like hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Like they were like stupid, insanely expensive. Now they're like, whatever, man. And I'm pretty sure we could go look at some of these and look at how much they've gone for in the past, right? So, like, I'm not sure. I know they depend on rarity and all that other stuff. But let's see the history for this one, right? It's at 11. And how much was it sold for in the past? I'm not sure how much history we're going to be able to get here. So like 29 Ethereum, 28 Ethereum, that's like 9 months ago. And then he got transferred a whole bunch. So probably someone was exchanging with it. Look, 38 Ethereum, right? Look at where it's at right now. Half of that value, right? And market prices are up, right? Like, we're not talking like 10 months ago. Like, market prices are up and the price of this thing, look at that, 55 Ethereum like 3 years ago, right? It was like stupid expensive, right? And that 55 Ethereum 3 years ago was worth a lot more, man. Like, what was it, dude? Like, what was the market price of Ethereum? Like, wasn't that when like Ethereum was hitting all-time high 3 years ago? Right, 2021. So we could do this, or 2020. Look, calculator. Like 55,000. Like, I'll just be generous. I'll be like, it was $3,000 for Ethereum. That's 165,000 for this thing. Right now, it's at 3,000. I could do the same thing at 15. So 3,000 times 15, right? I'll just be generous. See how much it's lost value? Sorry, I did 300. Just add another zero to that. 45,000. It's still like thousands, but it's not like 165,000. Right now, it's like 45,000. So they dropped a ton in value. And this is probably not one of the super stupid expensive ones, right? This was just probably one of the regular ones. So the thing is, like, a lot of these things are going down because they had hype and the hype's no longer there. The exclusivity, people were like getting tattoos of this stuff. Like, they were putting on their shirts. It was like, oh, it's a special club to be in and you get perks and, whatever. It's no longer there. Yeah. I mean, NFTs are going to have a use case. Like, I agree that for gaming, right? A lot of people play video games. When you're playing video games, you are basically grinding to get gear and loot. And then, or you buy it, because a lot of games are also like no longer play to win. Now they're like pay to win, right? So you got to pay for you to like get the good gear and then you win the game. Which in the end, it makes sense. I'm not going to argue against that. Like, people can either grind for it because they don't have money to purchase it. But, if you work a ton and you make money and you don't have time to grind, then by all means purchase a gear, right? It's completely cool. But if you purchase it in game, now you cannot sell it because it's attached to your character. And then it's just good for that game and whatnot. And if you want to sell it, you can only sell it on the auction house of the game and for in-game money. So you're basically turning your hard-earned money in some kind of like in-game money that you can no longer sell. That's where NFTs would come in, right? You buy the gear, you get an NFT for it, then you can trade that NFT or sell it or whatever on a different market where you can actually get money back for it. So if that like piece of equipment appreciates or becomes rare or whatever, then yeah, totally cool for you to have that, right? You can get it by grinding or you can get it by purchasing it, but at least you have the NFT for it, which you can actually sell, trade, or do whatever with it, right? That, I believe, has use case. Like, Sandbox has use case, right? Like, yeah, I even remember, like, Snoop Dogg was in Sandbox, Adidas bought land, museums were buying land, dude. Like, companies like Apple, everyone that was, like, in it bought sand, right? And sand is still going on as a game where there's still a community around it. And sand is still doing things. Yeah, it has a use case for its crypto. it has a use case for its NFTs, right? Because it has a crypto and it has an NFT, so it's basically a whole package in one thing. However, a lot of the other things are incomplete, right? Star Atlas, yeah. Music is one of the big use cases. Totally. Not only music, books, right? Art. Think about it. When someone buys a book, they pay the publisher or the author once. But if you grab that book and you resell it, you get money, but they get nothing again for that, right? Which kind of sucks. So if they get some kickback, like you do when you make an NFT and then someone sells it, you can get some percentage of the sales, like as royalty. Then totally makes sense that an artist wants to do that because, yeah, they're going to get money back every time it gets sold over and over again, right? So you're starting up as an artist, right? Like not only music, but, let's say art in general. And you make a painting and you're trying to get by and scrape and buy. And all of a sudden you become like a big star. Everything you sold before, whoever has it is going to resell it and earn a ton of money on that. And you get zero again for the art that you made. Which again, it's a gamble that they took on you. But they bought it not because it was going to appreciate in value. They bought it because they liked your art. It just happened that you became popular because you were a good artist. But now you get no kickbacks every time you get sold. If it was an NFT attached to that certificate, right, where they had to transfer the NFT with a piece of art, and every time they sold it, you get like a 5% kickback, then, as an artist, you're probably going to be happier selling things with an NFT attached to them because then you get kickbacks every time it gets sold. So you become popular, someone resells it, you get some money back from that, right? That's kind of cool, and that's a cool concept behind it. They just need to get it at work, right? Same thing for music, same thing for like books, same thing for like trading cards, right? Attach NFTs to trading cards. To where if you sell the trading card, you have to supply the NFT. Basically, that's a certificate of authenticity for that trading card, right? And then there's a bigger market that you can go for, not just the whole I gotta sell it to the local game store or the local card shop or whatever. You can do it for comics. You can do it for basically anything that is out there that generates a collector's item or collectible value, right? Maybe you don't do it for low value cards or the bulk of common cards or the whatever crappy comics, right? But at some point in time you don't know whether or not that's going to take off, right? A lot of comics people don't know they're going to go up in value, so they're a bit of a gamble. Same for cards, right? So all of a sudden the card's popular because it was first gen, so I think you would have to issue it for all of them. But if you just want to be cost effective, you'll probably just have to issue it for the rares and uncommons and things of that nature, right? But still, things change in value. So with all that said, yeah, Binance setting up good. Not seeing anything wrong with it on the 4 hour. Let's finish the one. Ranted on NFTs for a while. It's been a good stream, guys. You had some good questions. I kind of like it when, to be honest, I like it more when you guys come in and we chat and you have asked questions, and we look at markets and all. But there's this divergence coming in. Now, I can draw it from here to here. If you want, we could draw it from also here to here. Still works. Still the same thing. It's just divergence. It's still there. Boom, boom. Even here, right? Whatever. It's just bullish divergence. Strong potential fraction to the upside. We're getting that nice action to the upside, which is good. Now, here to here, nothing bearish, right? It's good. Here, there was bearish. But on the new move, there is not. Now, when you guys come in and ask all these questions, guys, it really gets the conversation going. I like it. So when you guys come in and ask for projects, it's cool. When you guys come in and ask for my thoughts on things, it's cool. Because then we're talking, right? It's not just me going over crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Then, what else you guys want to talk about? I ask about it a lot. So it's up, when you guys bring conversation items, totally cool, man. I love it. Yep. Alrighty. Guys, what else do you want to talk about? We've talked crypto. We've talked, whether or not I believe certain things are going to go certain ways. We've talked NFTs, stuff in general, my thoughts on crypto, different things on crypto-related items. Any other topics? Yeah, I'm not going to be in tomorrow, right? I'm going to be in until next Monday, unless something crazy happens, but not on Saturday, because I still have visits on Saturday. So until Sunday, I'm going to be able to come in, or Saturday night, maybe. I'm not coming in on the weekends. I'm just Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm trying to stick to that schedule as much as possible and being here on time for the streams. Again, I enjoy doing these things. I really, really like being here and creating a cool community of like-minded individuals that, you know, we can talk and be cordial with each other and not have any of that crypto tribalism that comes along with it sometimes. Next stream is going to be on Monday, for sure. Tomorrow, I know I'm not going to be here again. I have visitors. Saturday is going to be the same thing. Unless crypto goes haywire, I might come in and do something, but it'll just be super short because, dude, it's just not. I have family being over. I don't want to be rude. I want to spend time with family because I don't get to see them a lot. So that's kind of cool. Other than that, yo, here, you can join the Discord. We have a Discord. Not as active as it used to be, but every now and then people will throw in comments and things like that, and I'll go in and talk and, you know, let you guys know if something's happening or what I think or whatever. It has a lot of channels. Probably a lot of those channels need to go away. We need to purge the Discord to some extent. But overall, good stuff, guys. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it a stream for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for stopping by and being here, chatting with me, chilling, enjoying crypto. Again, it's a blast being here. It's awesome to be able to hang out with you all. We'll be here on Monday for another edition of TSO Crypto. That's going to be it for tonight. Until then.